Good morning. It is so early. We have a CrossFit competition today. It is 7:09. I'm driving to the Richmond Oval now. It's day one of the Fraser Valley Throwdown. The first thing I noticed this morning is that it's raining. So hopefully that stops before heat one, because my first heat is outside. And it's a bunch of running and a bunch of farmer's carries. So you'd run 250 meters and you do a 35 pound on each side farmer's carry for 10 meters. And then another lap, 10 meters, another lap, 10 meters, another lap, 10 meters, another lap, 40 meters. That one I think will be fine. I'm feeling pretty confident about my running right now. I did a high rocks workout the other day and I was able to sustain a 5-minute pace for 500 meter segments. That was a good warm-up workout, I think. My mind saw the farmer's carries and I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. I don't know why I didn't anticipate that it would be a lot of running, but it was. It was basically a 1.25 kilometer run for time with a little bit of farmer's carries. I got little legs. They don't carry me very fast. The farmer's carries were easy. That was just a non-factor. So that was fine. I think I came 4 out of 6 in my heat. My judge marked me down as a minute faster than I actually was. It wasn't an issue. I just went and talked to the organizers and they were able to edit my time for me. I just do this for fun. I don't care what my time is. I mean, I care, but I don't care that much. But I'm sure the other girls probably care. The second heat is inside. It's coup de grace. I was saying that wrong the entire time because there's a CrossFit workout called Grace and it's a girls workout. And it's clean and jerks, so I assumed that it was coup de grace, play on words. It's a descending clean and jerk ladder, so I start with 105 pound clean and jerks, and then descend to 95 and then 85, and in between each round is 10 burpees. The only thing I'm hesitant about for that one is changing my own plates. There's probably at least 40 athletes competing at a time all day, so there's no way that they're gonna have enough barbells to sustain that. I did test coup de grace a while ago and it was fine. It definitely was sprinty, but I know that I can do it in 9 minutes. However, that's not accounting for plate changes. So event 2, that was good. That event was good. It felt 105 is a decently heavy clean for me. It's not outrageous, but it's a heavy single weight, especially in a comp when I'm trying not to jack my heart rate too high. I ended up doing heavy singles for probably 90% of that workout. But the funny thing is, I didn't do heavy singles when I tested it a few weeks ago, and I got, I think, 32 seconds faster this time, and that's with plate changes. The first time I did it, I had 3 separate barbells. It's interesting how it goes to show what an environment will do. When you have so many people cheering you on, you really do better. I feel like I had blinders on for that workout. I didn't feel like I really saw anyone else. That was pretty mean. That was a pretty mean workout. It didn't get better as time went on. My judge was fantastic for my second workout though. He was great. He was cheering me on during my event. He's like, you got this. It's 85 pounds. You can power this.
Power, you got it. More. You can get all.
He brought me my belt afterwards too. I threw my belt off and I left it like way back. And he walked it over to me after while I was dying on the floor. He was fantastic. Shout out to my judge. I'm sorry I don't know your name. And then I'm back outside. 10 devil's press, a set of walking lunges. 10 box jumps, a set of walking lunges. 8 devil's press, a set of walking lunges. 8 box jumps, a set of walking lunges. So you get it. It descends down by 2. So that one was initially supposed to be sandbag cleans at 70 pounds. Customs couldn't clear the sandbags in time and they didn't want to risk not having the equipment, so we're switching to kettlebells and dumbbells for the sandbag workouts. I'm intermediate women, so I use 25 pounds, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to that. Event 3 was the worst event for me. It got me in the butt. I could have worded that better. The weird thing for event 3 was that as an intermediate, we had the option to do walking lunges or handstand walking. I opted to walking lunge because I can handstand walk, but it's not always very reliable. And I thought maybe walking lunges were gonna be easier, but I was so wrong on that. I think I should have handstand walked. The overhead fatigued your shoulders, the lunging fatigued your butt, your glutes. And then by the time you get to the box jumps, you can do those fast, but you're just gassed. Usually devil's press are awful, but the devil's press was the easiest part. I capped for that workout. All I had left were a set of walking lunges, 2 box jumps, and a set of walking lunges. There were a lot of people that didn't finish that workout. So when my body is functioning again, I almost want to try it again with handstand walking and compare. My last event for the day is the one that I'm probably the most concerned about. And it's 4 rounds, 2 minutes each round to do 10 toes to bar, 50 double unders, and as many overhead squats at 80 pounds as you can do. And then your scoring is based on the overhead squat number. I don't know why I'm so nervous for this one. Actually, I do know why. Double unders show up depending on the day. Toes to bar are fine. I am lazy with my toes to bar in terms of not always making perfect contact with the bars. So I am concerned that the toes to bar and the double unders are going to take me the entire 2 minutes. Event 4, so fun. So fun, loved it. Which is funny because that's the one I was the most concerned about. I was concerned about an 80-pound overhead squat, but they decreased it to 75, and even though it's only a 5-pound change, and I'm sure it probably wouldn't have made that much of a difference, it gave me a little bit of reassurance. So I was really relying on the double unders coming through to allow me to have any time left to do overhead squats. Got through quite a few overhead squats. I think I did 27. They felt heavy. It was really just the first set that it was kind of awful, and then after that, I think I got used to it. I think I went into it a little colder than I should have. I walked up on my first set to my judge, snatched the barbell up, and I was like, are you sure that's 75 pounds? The music in that workout was fantastic. I was vibing for a bit there.
3, 2, 1, time.
It's gonna be fun, right? I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit bummed out that I have no one.
Continue for 4 kilometers.
Okay, Google Maps. I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit bummed out because I have no one that I know coming. CrossFit's all about the community, so I guess you could say I'm going to be there with hundreds of friends that I just don't know I have yet. It was so fun. It was so fun. I had a blast. What the heck? It's only day 1 and I feel like I've left with a bunch of friends. Turns out I knew a few people, quite a few people. A lot of the people that I knew, I didn't know well, but when you go there, it's just everyone becomes family. You get to know the people in your heats. You get to know people that you've seen at the gym maybe like once or twice, but you don't really know them that well. You get to know them in a comp setting. Someone came up to me and she was like, I know you from TikTok. I follow you on TikTok. And I was like, oh my God. I'm not going to say her name because you never know, privacy reasons and stuff. But if you're watching this, you know who you are. So that was so nice. That's the first time someone has recognized me from social media. This guy came up to me and he's like, you don't know me, but can we take a picture together? And I was like, yeah, of course. So I don't know if he's a follower or if he just wanted a picture with like other athletes. But if you are seeing this, you are that guy and you're seeing this, let me know because I want to follow you back. I love that about CrossFit. I love how much community there is. So I want to meet you guys. Day one was good. I'm glad that I went, even though I was a little discouraged about going alone. It was fun seeing all the communities come together. So I'm back for one more event tomorrow. Now I'm going to go home and take an Epsom salt bath, and hopefully I can walk tomorrow. We'll see. It's day 2 of the Fraser Valley Throwdown. Not outrageously sore, but definitely my butt and my delts. I had 4 events yesterday, and I only have 1 today, so that's kind of nice. So my event today is rowing, wall balls, pull-ups, and rope climbs. I'm not a great rower because I'm 5 feet tall. Wall balls are not my favorite, but I've developed a lot of capacity for them in the last couple years. By a lot, I just mean that I've improved on them quite a bit. Pull-ups are fine. I like rope climbs, so really that's like the reward of getting through the workout for me. I feel like an 80-year-old lady. Everything hurts. I had too many overnight oats, and now I'm bloated. Not gonna lie, I don't feel like doing this one, but you know, we're gonna do it anyway. Oh, this is re-up. It's kind of like icy hot. I got it at my first ever competition, which was Can West a few years ago, and this bottle's still going. I don't use it that often. At Can West, there was a rowing event. My arms were torched from the previous event, which was rope climbs. We did a bunch of rope climbs and a bunch of rowing, and my arms were just done. And this stuff, along with the amazing physiotherapists there, were the whole reason I could still compete. Highly recommend. Okay, so I just finished my last event of the Fraser Valley Throwdown. Okay.
Set up your rower.
Oh, right. Thanks.
3, 2, 1, go.
It was only 16 minutes, but it definitely felt like a chipper. I definitely thought that I would be last off the row because I am tiny and not a very powerful rower. But I wasn't last off the row. I think I was maybe like 3rd out of about 6 women. The wall balls were rough. I split them into, I think, 10, 10, and 5. The pull-ups I split into sets of 5. Having butterfly seemed to be a real advantage. I was able to catch up a bit in the pull-ups. The box step overs were rough. I split those into sets of 5. If I had to do that workout again, honestly, I would have front racked the whole time because I think that saves your grip a little bit. Even though it's more taxing on the shoulders, you have to pick which one of those things is stronger for you. For me, my shoulders are stronger than my grip strength, so I should have front racked, but whatever. The rope climbs were my advantage, so I was able to pass some people in that part, which was nice. Then it was back to box step overs. That was rough because you're fatigued from the rope climbs. I front racked a bit for the second set and it was easier. And then it was back to the pull-ups, which at that point it just feels impossible to do more pull-ups, but somehow you do it. Then it was more wall balls. For the second set I did 8, 8, 9 wall balls. That was a good split, I think. And then it was back to the row.
Jill with minute 40 left to get her final 500 meters now.
Despite being probably one of the slowest rowers here, I was the first woman back on the row. So that was just very validating. I wish that I could have just pushed a little bit harder somewhere because I was only 200 meters short of finishing before the cap.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time.
I didn't really have any expectations, but I think it went really well. Okay, so that's a wrap on the Fraser Valley Throwdown, day 2. First individual competition, done and dusted. I wish I pushed myself a little harder. I came in 12th out of 16, and I think I could have done better. There were a couple workouts that I did really well on, and the rest were okay. There was one that I really did not do well on. There's gotta be one, right? I already want to compete again. It's just fun to push yourself. The vibes on day 1 were great. Super high energy. Everyone's yelling for each other. That was awesome. That was really fun. Day 2 is more chill, which is nice. I just want to compete again to push myself further, to have something to train for and to see if I can do better, because I really do know now what my strengths and weaknesses are. I could have all the muscular endurance in the world, but as soon as my heart rate gets up there, I feel uncomfortable and I want to stop. So that's something that I think I need to work on more, maybe more interval training. Overall, the first 2 workouts were meh. The 3rd workout was garbage. The 4th workout was super fun. And today was pretty good. The 5th workout was pretty good. It was a really fun weekend. I'm glad that I did it. And I want to do another one like tomorrow. The community is just amazing. If you're thinking about competing, the Fraser Valley Throwdown is a very inclusive competition. It seemed like they honored all of the divisions to the same standards in the sense that everyone should be able to compete. Everyone should feel welcome. Everyone should be celebrated for their efforts. And I know that's a philosophy of theirs, and I really did feel like that came across in the competition. So